Daniel and I are going to talk through the pre-oxygenation setup for a potential COVID positive intubation in Resus 1 with an ED team. You've seen the physical setup space prior to this, but for imaginational purposes, Daniel and I in full PPE with hairnet, full face mask, an N95 mask that's been fit checked, full gowns, and we're double gloved, and we've got some boots on for the purposes of this video. The patient has been elected to be intubated in the ED for persistent hypoxia despite 6 litres of oxygen through a Hudson mask, and don't have the physiology to tolerate expeditious transfer to ICU for their intubation. So we're going to start the pre-oxygenation phase in ED. The key to that is reducing any aerosolization maneuver in this setup. And the main one there is having flow through a face mask of any kind, Hudson mask or a face mask, at any stage that it comes off the face. So the first setup in this instance is while we're getting our equipment and our positioning, the patient can move on to high flow oxygen, 15 litres via a non-rebreather mask sitting up at 45 degrees because we're in PPE as we've entered the room. But as it comes time to pre-oxygenate, we're going to go through these following steps. So we've got our standard setup with a face mask, inline suction, filter, capnograph, gooseneck onto the BVM, and I've set the PEEP valve at 10 centimetres, and we're going to start to pre-oxygenate this patient. So in first setting, I'm going to get Daniel to turn the flow off.
So oxygen is off.
This is a contaminated mask. The mask is going to cautiously go straight in the bin, which is down to my right side between Daniel and I. And I'm going to establish two-handed face technique with a vice grip like this on the patient. And then Daniel, I've got a seal up to 15 litres per minute, please.
Flow is on at 15.
And this is a 5-minute process. Starting from now, you'd start the clock for a minimum of 5 minutes of pre-oxygenation with this setup, avoiding the need to provide positive pressure ventilation unless the patient was not maintaining their own native respiratory drive.